want to watch this episode, check it out on my YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/@lanternslive. Welcome to Lanterns Live, the only live stream YouTube channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. And there's a whole lot of Green Lantern universe to talk about. I'm joined by Will of the Green Lanterns podcast. Sanvi's already in there with the first. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you are first.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Oh, wow. Dave showed up. Yeah, we just decided to start it. We're like chatting and we're like, there's so much to talk about. Let's just go. So today will be my last class for Mondays. And then it's because I do the Monday and Wednesday classes. Mm-hmm. So I'll have a couple week break before my class starts back up, but it's only going to be Mondays.
Which is good.
My class starts back up on
You'll be live Sunday
Monday.
nights.
Yeah. But my class is going to start Monday the 17th.
And so, the show comes out the 16th?
The day before, yeah.
Exciting times. Busy times.
Dude, like, okay. I want to talk about this. I can add it on yours too? Yeah. Green Lantern.
Let's talk about it.
So here's the thing, like, people like watch us at least once a month. Talk about Green Lantern. Today we're going to talk about Green Lantern 37, probably a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Because it's like, of all the Green Lantern stuff that happened this week, like, Green Lantern 37 is fine. But
I enjoyed the comic. There's more exciting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we've talked with each other for a while now. And I've done the show for 2 years, and you've been a part of that pretty much the whole time. We've never met in person.
Correct.
Never met in person. So I'm only there at San Diego on Thursday. And you were really busy doing Ring of Power stuff with Amazon and doing all that kind of thing. And it was getting pretty late in the day, and I had I'd done what I was there for. I lost panel. I had walked the floor. I walked by the DC booth. Walked by the Lanterns HQ a couple times, which we'll talk about in a sec. And I was like pretty much wrapping up my day. It was about 6 o'clock or something, I think, or 5 or 6. I'd given my badge to my friend. Oh, fuck. Damn it. I'm going to see if Stevie can't take care of something for me, because I have to bring up the fact that I gave my badge to a friend, and he got me something in return, and it needs to be shown on this show. I'll text her in a second. So you're like, I'm having dinner now, and then I'm going to go to my hotel. So there should be a little bit of a window. You told me where you were. And
yes.
It was maybe a restaurant attached to a hotel or something.
Yeah, it was like one of those combos on the first floor. Yeah. Just to set the scene, folks, before people think I was like ducking Ralph the whole time he was there.
No.
I wasn't. No. What happens is
like the weeks leading up to Comic-Con, we both were like giving each other our schedules and stuff. And it's like, it's going to be tough to line up. I wasn't like ready to leave. I was just kind of winding down for the day. Like, I didn't want to go on the floor anymore. And I just kind of wanted to hang out at the Lanterns HQ just to see if I can like pop in or something. But dude,
for me, it's my studio gives me like a schedule. And then on top of that, I had my family there. So I was trying to spend time with them. And then there's all the other like Lord of the Rings influencers and creators that are there. Yeah. So I'm trying to spend time with them too. And then on top of that, while we're there, it's like, hey, we didn't tell you we were doing this thing, but we'd like for you guys to be a part of this thing. Can you make it to this place by a certain time? So it was like the windows where I had like a few hours to do something, all of a sudden became like, you've got 1 hour to do something. Yeah. So then I start feeling guilty, and I'm like, man, I really, really like, I've been to California one time since we started talking. Couldn't link up then. I really want to make this happen. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know. Can you please just meet me at the hotel, and I'll at least be able to give you the hat and then see if you can try on one of the rings. And if they fit, you can have the ring too.
Okay, so here's the deal. You tell me, you're like, hey, are you near this hotel? So I assumed that's the hotel you were staying at. And I was kind of walking by the Lanterns HQ, and I'm like, oh, that's like a 3-minute walk. I said, I'll head over there. I'll head over there. And so I head over there, and I'm like tired. I'd walked something like 8 miles that day. And so I'm like, well, if this is his hotel, which it wasn't, I'm going to go sit at either the bar or the lobby. And there wasn't any seats at the bar or the lobby, but there was a bench at the counter, the check-in counter. And so I'm like, cool, I'm just going to chill here. And you were like texting, dude, where are you at? I said, I'm at the front counter with Josh Gad.
And at this time I was walking to the front counter, didn't see him. I don't know how I would have missed you. I know what you look like. Yeah. I stepped outside and I'm like, dude, where are you at? Like, I don't see you. And then you just text me one word. And I was like, oh my God, he's got to be inside.
What was the word?
The word was a last name of somebody who happens to play Guy Gardner.
So
and I
Nathan
was like, there's no way.
Like, listen, I didn't give a shit about, it's not that I don't give a shit about Josh Gad. I'm not the kind of guy that gets excited about like meeting celebrities or anything like that. Because there's Josh Gad and like all of the cast and crew of like Spaceballs. And Rick Moranis wasn't one of them. But I was like, if it was Rick Moranis, I'd be like, dude, Rick Moranis is over here. But I did notice that Nathan Fillion was standing at the front desk, and I'm like, shit, dude, you gotta get in here. And I didn't want to take my eyes off of him, and I was trying to text you at the same time, and I wanted to do a sentence, but I just said Fillion.
Yeah.
And
I came walking right back in.
So I see you. So this is the first time I see you in person, and it wasn't like handshake, bro hug, ring fit. It wasn't any of that shit. No. It was just like, I was just like straight up friend that I've known for years. I said, dude, he's right there. And we were kind of up against the wall, and I'm like, well, we got to do something. And so I have my Lanterns Live hat. I have my Ryan Reynolds ring. You're decked out in GL stuff. You have your ring, and he starts to walk towards us, and I'm just like, we're getting a picture. I'm like, I don't do this kind of thing, and I'm not like, I see other people do it. I'm like, God, these guys just want to be left alone. And I said, I don't even know what I said. I might have said Nathan. I might have just said, excuse me.
I think you extended your arm out and just said, would you mind taking a picture with us?
I was holding up my ring, and I was just like, do you mind taking a picture with us? And I said, it'll be quick. Which, me being so flustered and so like starstruck that I'm like a foot, 2 feet away from a Green Lantern, didn't even think like, hey dude, get your camera ready. I was so flustered. Like I couldn't even muster up a sentence to text you.
He was moving very fast as he was approaching.
Was moving really fast.
There were other people there who recognized something was starting to happen that I was with, and they started taking pictures from the side. And I think the first picture they have of him, he looks like he's like becoming the Flash. Yeah, he's moving. But once he saw all the stuff we had on, he was like, "Yeah, all right, 1 second, real quick," and then tried to just take the best that we could.
I'm like trying to take the goddamn. You ever like I would never work in the sort of cut the green wire or the red wire situation. I'd get too. Anyway, it happens. The picture's kind of awful because it was a front forward or is the facing camera, but it happened. I got you in there. Happen. I'm like, dude, get in here. It was the both of us with him. The picture, he looks great. You're blown out because you're backlit. I'm a photographer, so I know how this shit works. Yeah. And I just completely fumbled it. Always, anytime you go to take a picture with your phone, always do a quick wipe off on your jeans to make sure there's no smudges on the lens. And then I look like kind of dark. Anyway, the picture exists. If you go to Lanterns Podcast or Lanterns Live on Instagram, we both collaborate on it. You could see it, and you could see the much better pictures. We should have just had your friend like take a picture of us because I was too.
We were doing it very quick. We were trying to be very quick. Be respectful of his time, but it's like
he said, I thought this was going to be quick, and I was like, yeah. He's like, I thought you said this was going to. And I was like, I
didn't hear that.
You know what? I don't mind being roasted by Guy Gardner. It's no big deal. So, and then that was it. I'm like, how long do you think? Maybe 20 seconds tops from the time I said picture. Can we get a picture to him being completely like disappeared in a puff of smoke? Like 20 seconds.
His handlers had him on the way to the elevator.
Yeah. But I had to go for it. I had to go for it. Cause
and you did. Had you not, I wouldn't have.
I don't do that thing. I don't ever do that thing. I never do it. But dude, there was something weirdly, all the timing of me like gonna leave and my busy schedule and your busy schedule and me coming back to go to that place instead of meeting you at your hotel. And then like you coming in right at that time when he started coming towards me, like all of that stuff. Like, I'm like, we can't not get a picture of this. It's too many things. It's too many things to just let it happen.
It feels like it was meant to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird because I don't see. You see people at cons and stuff. Like I saw like the dude from Ghosts and I don't know, a bunch of people. You see, I always bump into Bobby Moynihan. He's a buddy of mine. He wasn't there this year, but you bump into people at con, but never one of the 4 people to play a live action like Green Lantern. I know there's a couple more that have played live action Green Lanterns and like the old that like
it's usually not one of the ones you specifically would get really giddy over. Yeah.
Because I told Stevie, I said, and I told you too, the only other person I do that for, there's only 2 other people I do that for, and I said Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler, but she said, what about Ryan Reynolds? I said, absolutely. I'm wearing his goddamn ring.
He was dressed up as Deadpool instead.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, I didn't see him on the floor. I didn't see Gene's pool or whatever. But so that's how we met Nathan Fillion for a split second. I'm really trying to get a hold of him in a like more this kind of setting capacity.
Yeah.
Let me grab. I'm gonna send a text to Stevie. Do you want to talk about the Lanterns HQ? Because when I showed up on Thursday, I got there at 7, and the line was around the block. And I asked them when they got in, and they were in there like super early, and they were waiting a long time. And then at like 9:30, they capped the line. You made it in yesterday.
The chat is asking if you can pull up the Instagram photo just to show it.
Yeah. Can
and
you do that?
A lot of Will Smith jokes. Can I? Let me see.
Do that? Yeah, see if you can, because I know Vactor can. I'm going to fire up a quick text to Stevie.
Let's see. Scroll down the black and white one. Now I just need to figure out how to share in here. Boom. Let me know in the chat if y'all can see it.
I can see it. So here's the thing. Like, I made it black and white because the color version looked really, really bleh. But yeah,
you can see Ralph's got his merch hat on. I have Green Lantern podcast shirt. We have rings on our fingers that are GL.
You're holding one of these hats, which you gave me. Thank you so much. I love it.
Here's a shot from the side of us taking a picture with him.
Look how much better that phone is. My phone sucks.
They were also using their back camera to take this picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This one's a much better one. And he looks, like you said, he looks great. This dude's a stud. And then, you can see he's already turning at this point. But there's a photo of him. Look, this was before he came up to us. Yes. Yeah. He's hauling.
But I thought it was funnier. Yeah. I thought it was funnier.
He had somewhere to be.
He's trying to get away.
It does. But it was just, I say a once in a lifetime opportunity to meet somebody that has recently played a Green Lantern and is going to play it in the show that we're about to watch. It's I'm so appreciative that you did take the chance to at least try to get us a picture with him, and then we were able to like.
If he was like, listen, if his handlers sucked, that's one thing. I get it. Like that's their job. If he was shitty, I would just like literally, I wouldn't have been mad. I'd be like, oh, that's Guy Gardner for you. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he did like take like, I mean, it couldn't have been more than 20 seconds from the time I asked to the time he disappeared.
Now, as far as the offsite goes,
yes,
the offsite was. I thought I had no shot at it. I ended up staying out the night before until 2 a.m., hanging out with all the buddies. Walked back to the hotel room, took a shower, went to bed, set my alarm for 5 a.m. Got up. I was out the door by 5:15. I made it to venue 808 by 5:24. At that point, there was already a line. I asked them how long that they had been waiting for the people before me, and the front of the group had been there since about 2:30 a.m. So I just missed them on my way home because I walked by it on the way home. I stayed in line from 5:24 until 6:30 p.m. over a 13-hour day just to participate in this because I was like, it's the last day. I don't have anything planned or nothing mandatory. Everything Amazon sent me, I was like, pass. No, I'm just going to sit in line all day. I don't care. And you would think all that build up to it, I wouldn't have as much fun inside. And the people that I was in line with made the experience. They were rotating, like who was running to get us water. Actually, even the people who worked there, the elite company or whatever they were called, the guards were bringing us out water. They were checking in on us. We spent the whole day joking. We were taking bets on how many people were going to come up and ask, how long have you guys been here? Or what is this the line for? Or is this the Lanterns experience? Like we had the whole thing planned out. And then when we got inside, you're in one of 4 groups. And I think there's 4 different experiences you can do that you don't share. So you would have to do it multiple times to get through it. I've seen photos online of like a spot where people are firing like Nerf guns at targets. I didn't get to do that. Mine
targets
was
or apples.
I think it was targets.
I saw apples.
Oh, was it? I didn't look. I was pretty sure it was targets.
Apples. I think it's apples.
Mine was they wanted us to show we had the ability to overcome great fear and do our first flight. And again, my group was so dope. And as we were looking around and she was like, who will volunteer? I could just see everybody look to me. And they were like, go ahead. At this point, they knew I had a Green Lantern podcast. I wasn't wearing my merch or anything, but they knew. And so they were like, you got to do it. So then you have to sign a waiver that's like, if you die, you die, you know. And then the person who was working it, the person who was like a stand-in guardian, ended up taking my phone. And then she recorded me going up, doing my first flight. And then she has a really funny reaction in the video. She talks about willpower because my name is Will. Yeah. And they were guys. Great. They were so cool. I cannot compliment the team working there, security, and especially all the folks I was in line with. Like, they could have been a horrible day. Also, we weren't guaranteed to get in. But I know they were pulling for us to make it through the standby line. And it worked out. They give you a ring. I've seen people really digging it online. I'll be honest, I don't love it. Where's my camera? I don't know which one. Oh, am I using that? That's we're going to fix that. Video. Oh, it won't let me pick that one. But yeah, so it's this one here. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of detail to it. It kind of looks waxy. But like the one perk is the top bar and the bottom bar will glow for like 20 seconds if it gets a bunch of sun on it. And then everybody kept asking, is that the same as this one that you get on the DC shop? This one is significantly nicer.
I held that one. You let me check it out. Really good quality. That's a really good quality ring. The one that they're selling at the DC shop. And it keeps sort of popping up on the DC website. So you can hopefully still get them. But I thought that was really good.
This one has some weight to it. This one's a lot lighter. Like I said,
yeah.
I had been telling people, Willpower Made makes one for 60, but it's very much like it feels very light. This one for $10 more is hard to pass up. But yeah, it keeps popping up on the shop, and then people are buying it out in like 10 minutes, and then it's gone. But that's the one I would get. Fun story, though. Fun story. It's not really fun, but it didn't bother me. On my attempt to fly, the guy said, "Do you want to be surprised?" And I don't know why, but I was like, "I'm a G. You can just do it whenever." So then I got ready in the position he told me to, and then I dropped, and I fell. It was quite a fall. And when I finally got up and got out of the back and started walking back to my group, I was feeling myself doing like the McGregor walk. Then I look at later on, I look at my hand, and my ring foundry ring was gone. In the fall, I threw it into the foam pit. So if anybody who worked there finds a ring foundry GL ring,
no, dude,
that y'all don't want him to sell, it's in the pit. But truly, it's something that
have you contacted them at all?
I don't know who to contact. I contacted DC's community manager, just said, if you know anybody, let me know. But to me, it's like not even the end of the world. I had such a great time. Like, that's genuinely how much of a great time I had just being in that line with those folks and us going through that experience together.
Sucks.
That it was like, at the end of the day, not the end of the world.
Someone's going to find a real good ring in there.
Yeah. Somebody's going to pick it up and be like, is this the one we give out? Maybe they'll have given it to somebody, and somebody will have it, and they'll have a nice little size 13.5 ring.
Dang. I'm in talks with Ring Foundry. And listen, I'll talk Ring Foundry up all day long. They're trying to work something out for me.
They make
the big ass meat hooks,
highest quality lanterns ring. I believe they call it rustic willpower now. It is the best lantern ring. It is pricey, but it is worth the price. I have no complaints with it at all.
So I got my friend Michael, who I gave him my badge, and I got him into the con. Got me this Green Lantern print. Not sure who the artist is. It might be Jason Fabok. But it's got,
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool, huh? But he got it signed by, I believe it's Jason Fabok. But then also, you might recognize that name right there, Mr. Jeff Johns.
Yes.
Who? Listen, I'm going to put this out in the world. Has agreed. Jeff Johns has agreed to join me on Lanterns Live. I don't know when, but he said he would. But then he also, up here at the top, Are You Afraid? In yellow, signed by none other than Tom King.
Dude.
So how rad is this?
It's been a week of wins.
Yeah, I got a Blue Lantern logo written on there, and a Green Lantern, and the Are You Afraid in yellow. I'm gonna get that up here, probably in this spot right here on the wall. So you'll see that soon. But that's so cool. It was amazing. Yeah, the folks asking Will Smith. Someone posted like, "This isn't Will Smith," and I was like, "Yeah, check his birth certificate. It is."
Yeah, they wanted to see the other one. Well, one time I went to London for an interview event that I was doing for Prime Video, and they had our names on the trailers, and the look in everybody's faces when I was the person. I think they probably thought I was trying to clean the trailer before he got in there. But then it was just me. When I went to go get coffee later, you could tell they were disappointed. But finally, one of the dudes that was working there was like, "Man, you have no idea how funny it is. There was like so many people in here that thought like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was about to show up. And then obviously it's just you." Yeah. And it's whatever.
It's all
Yes.
right.
If you just want a ring that looks pretty close to the show ring, Willpower Made has the cheapest option out there. But now it's just $10 more than the one that they're selling in the shop. When you can get it.
I have some insight on the rings that DC's selling. I've been in contact with the prop maker. Shout out to Jeff. And he told me like that lantern battery that was at the booth, like they only made 4 of those, and WB has all of them. And the ring that you're wearing, I believe, is from an earlier prototype, the one that you got at the DC booth. But I think that one from the DC booth is pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I'm going to ask you, dude, what'd you think of that trailer?
So I didn't get into Hall H. I was in there earlier in the day, right, but then I had a little argument with one of the guards about where I could or could not sit. Right. They didn't know I was there on behalf of Prime, so they were asking me to leave. And then I was like, I can call the people at Prime who can confirm it, yeah, so I'm trying to stay where I'm at. Right. And they were like, no, we don't have time for that. And like, I wasn't being a diva, but it was just whatever. So I was like, it kind of killed my mood on it. I was like, whatever it is, when the trailer drops, it's going to be posted online within 5 minutes online. So I'll just wait for it. Yeah. It dropped. I watched it immediately. It was on my phone, so not the best quality. And the internet out there was pretty shoddy. Right. But immediately, I don't know, like, it's not like a battle or anything, but I felt vindicated watching it. I felt like this was a really, really great trailer. I think it teases a lot. I think there's some deep cut stuff in there for people. There's also things that have had people guessing, which means more engagement. Mm-hmm. Like the whole thing with Manhunter versus Martian Manhunter, the confusion around that. People immediately like retweeting out, they got a Martian Manhunter in here.
That's people who don't know anything about Green Lantern and how important Manhunters are to like early stories of Green Lantern. Like anytime a Green Lantern takes place on Earth, chances are you'll see some Manhunters in there. It's an easy way to explain a lot of like who the Guardians are, what they did before the Green Lanterns, what the Green Lanterns are, why the Green Lanterns are in place as opposed to robots, how the robots like went bad. And
yes,
it's guys, it's Manhunters. Also, if you look at the tornado construct, I've paused a few frames and there's a red silhouette in there, and I think it's a Manhunter robot for sure.
I 100%. It's just, I don't know. So like, there's that part of it, but I think that even like the false information that allows the folks like you, me, LanternCast has been posting a ton of corrections for people on socials when he's seeing those posts about Martian Manhunter. But I do think it's also driving traffic and views to the trailer. I saw today that for all of HBO Max's, since HBO Max has been a thing, of all their superhero TV show trailers, I think they're saying Lanterns is now far and away the most viewed trailer over Penguin, I guess either season of Peacemaker. I'm not sure if both fell under HBO Max or if one didn't, not the other one. Obviously, Creature Commandos wasn't going to put up 20 million views or whatever. But everything I'm seeing, it's just reaffirming everything I've been hearing about the show and the quality of the show. I'm sure people are aware, like, I'm buddies with people who were leaking stuff about the show from a year before we got anything public about like who was involved with the show, and stuff that they were sharing back then is things that's checking out now. I guess I could say like one of those that was really funny to me was when John attempts to fly in the trailer. He goes like this, and he doesn't fly, but he's thinking flight. So he ends up making like a bird construct up above. And I was handed information like 2 years ago that John was going to have like an infatuation with birds, and it'll make sense. But he was just reading it. He didn't see anything either. And lo and behold, we get this, and now boom, there's the birds in it. What did we see in one of the teasers? John looks to like one of the birds, and he's like, "Oh, I think he likes me now." So it's just crazy to see like all this start to come out, and I thought that it's, I don't know how many likes it's getting or whatever, but I thought it was a phenomenal trailer. I think that it is changing a lot of minds right now, and it's building up a lot of hype and a lot of interest, but hopefully they continue to market well from here and then through season 1, and we drive viewership to it, and it does great numbers. And then hopefully the reviews come out and the critics like it. And then when it drops for us regulars, we like it. And then hopefully it's like great ratings, great viewership. And then they can announce we've had the writers writing since the beginning of July for season 2, and we're greenlighting it and ready to go. That's my hope.
There was an interview with Chris Mundy and the cast of Lanterns with CBR, I believe. And the interviewer was like spouting off that he had seen like the first 4 episodes, and then saying things that I don't think is public knowledge in those first 4 episodes. And so I'm like, if things are starting to get out there, somebody who's seen the first 4 episodes. I now know someone who has seen the first 4 episodes. I've been chatting with them because it's kind of nice. But like everyone's saying it's so good.
Yes. And
I am saying it's so good.
On my side, I don't know, like from the 4 folks who have been willing to discuss with me the show, what it is and what's happened in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how big of Green Lantern fans they are, but
real big. I'm sure one of them is real big.
I'm speaking of like the trades folks.
Oh yeah.
On that group, I'm not like sending them, info and being like, do you know who this character is? And like trying to get a gauge for how much Green Lantern lore do they really know. I know one of them is kind of a fan, at least because they say stuff to me where I'm like, it's an interesting thing to say at like 9 a.m. But like, I'm not joking about this. Everything that they have shared with me has been very glowing of the show. And they think that it's going to be a great show. The whole 1 through 4 episodes, that is the same thing I have heard from them. So what I've told people who ask me, who know that I've heard things, I'm hearing 1 through 4 is a pretty phenomenal show. As a television show, it's great. But without knowing 5 through 8, it still has to stick the landing. But it's off to a great start.
Right. The one person I know who's watched the show is a big DC fan. I need to get rid of this.
What we need to do is figure out a way to skin those so that instead of coming up like that, it looks like a construct.
Skin them green? No. I don't know if that's possible. We'll see. But that person is a massive DC fan and loved the show. We had a long conversation about the show. Another person just got, I know who got a screener very, very recently. Also a massive DC fan, loved the show. And we had a discussion saying that we think that the show, okay, I've been saying this for years. And if you watch that, I went through, watched so many interviews with like Tom King and Lindelof. Tom King, I believe, said what we've been saying since like day one, is that he said Green Lantern's a lot of stuff to throw at the public.
Yeah.
And it's easier to start off grounded because you can sort of, follow people. It's easy to follow people and then sort of roll out all of this information slowly over the course of the 8 episodes instead of just jamming everything at once. And that's like where the show I think is going to be successful, is with regular people. Now, if that turns off, Grant Morrison or something, then that's, I think, on them. I think the show is good for sort of calibrating regular people into this whole universe of stuff, and that the Green Lantern stuff, I think, is gonna be in there but I think they're going to ease people in. So I'm hoping like it captures the regular people, because there's more regular people out there who are going to give ratings to this show than just the GL fans.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping like the GL fans are like patient and cool with it, because I think it's what we saw in the trailer, very GL heavy.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's like if you are a deep lore, deep cut GL fan, and you want to be able to talk to people about references to things that aren't obvious, or there will be a word mentioned, you'll be able to go on the internet and have those conversations with people. They sprinkle that stuff in throughout each of the episodes, but the general public isn't going to get lost while those things are being name dropped and mentioned throughout the show. It's like, in that scenario, you know, everybody wins in some fashion. You still get your lore bomb, and then these other people don't get lost and they can continue to keep up with the show. That's what I've heard from everybody who has watched the episodes.
Have I laid it on too thick?
I don't think so. I think it's been close a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think because it drove me nuts. A couple times.
That CBR guy brought something up in his interview, and I alluded to it in one of my stories. And someone from the show is like, "Why did you say that?" And I was like, "Oh, it was in this interview for CBR." And he's like, "Oh, thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that information was out there." Now. Yeah. And I was like,
it wasn't just you leaking.
Yeah, I didn't leak. I didn't leak shit.
Yeah.
I don't leak shit. Dude, I'm so fired up. And know what I'm fired up for? So I was debating on staying on Friday or not. I didn't have a place to stay, and I was like tired, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to stay Friday. I'll let my friend have my badge and stuff. I'll come home. I'll sit here. I'll just go live when the panel starts, and I'll pull information from whoever's doling out information. And did a stream, did like an hour and a half long stream. In the middle of that stream, I did an episode doing a react. And I just want to thank everybody who has supported and watched that video of the reaction. I think the full stream is up to like 1,500 views, which for me is pretty big. But we're coming into like 4,800 views for the reaction. And it's been really positive, and I knew this day would come. I knew there would be a day where I watched a Lanterns trailer that made me choked up. And hearing Hal Jordan say the oath, like, got me hard. And I know you've been waiting to hear the oath. I know that you were like, part right now. Yeah. And I was just like, oh man, like, and you know, we've heard the oath been said before. Like, it's not like, you know, we've heard it in countless cartoons, and Ryan Reynolds did it, and you know, but there was something about hearing it for the first time. The three trailers we have, the two teasers and the main trailer we have, is its own like bit of storytelling, where the first one was very grounded. Hey, here's people who are investigating a murder. And then the second one was like, okay, here's these people, but there might be some stuff going on with this ring that they showed in the first trailer on the dashboard. And then the third trailer was just like, this is a Green Lantern show. Like,
I feel like on HBO, the marketing team took like the definition of each of those very, very seriously, like very literally. So the first thing that dropped, they called it a teaser, even though it was like a minute and some change. Usually, you know,
it's almost
when you start getting over a minute. Yeah. Then the second one came out, and I think it was 2 solid minutes, or maybe a little bit over 2 minutes, but it was teaser 2. Teaser and teaser. And they're like, the trailer hasn't come yet. Right. And then they waited, dropped this 3-minute trailer, and gave fans a lot more to chew on. I think that, in general, once something has like a release date, and we've got a okay chunk of information on what the show is attempting to be, and we know who's involved with it, like Mundy and Damon Lindelof, you know, people that have, you know, made solid careers on TV, doing great things on TV. And then Aaron Pierre, Kyle Chandler, Garrett Dillahunt, like the list of names attached to the show.
Kelly McDonald.
maybe like when teasers drop, we just take them for what they are, and we don't rush to write stuff off so quickly, and then repeat that behavior on the second one, so that when the third and real trailer drops, you don't have to be like, oh, throw out like 90% of what I said. I don't like Hal being old, but now I'm willing to give it a watch. Like,
Dude, but watching the interviews, like Kyle Chandler's been great, Aaron Pierre's been great. Tom King has been a fucking rock star. I need that dude on my show. I need that. He's roughly my age. He probably picked up Green Lantern 1, 1990. His trajectory on Green Lantern, he knows Green Lantern. And to have him in the writer's room to help like set this up, like I know people have their issues with Tom King. I have no issues with Tom King. The dude is a fan. And it feels like all three of these guys are a fan. And the fact that they're like really successful showrunners, it's just like, I don't know what else you want. Would you rather have different people who are not fans? Would you rather have showrunners that suck? It's so perfect. Listen.
Threads is the one place Tom King has shared my stuff.
Yeah, I need to get a hold of that dude. I feel like the patience is going to have to start all over again because I'm pretty sure this is a weekly release show.
Yes.
So we're going to get back into it.
There was a mishap with that. I'm not sure if you caught it. Yeah. I think I texted you. So at the very end of the Hall H panel, the person who was moderating and hosting the panel went to go like look at the prompter and read like the closing notes and say, Lanterns debuting August 16th or whatever. And I think it said, there'll be 8 episodes. And what he said out loud was all 8 episodes drop August 16th. So then I think it was Screen Rant put out an article, now that we have it confirmed that all 8 episodes are dropping, and HBO doesn't do that. That's a Netflix thing.
Yeah.
So it would be very weird. But by the next day after that, it got an editor's note saying that, no, it's confirmed to be a weekly release show. Our apologies for saying it was going to be one giant drop, because that would have been a rough day to cover for you, Lanterns Live.
Hey, man, if I'm going to sit through 8 hours of TV, when do I start the live stream?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to answer some questions here. The question is, I always wanted to ask which statue of Kyle Rayner is that in the background. That is a quarter scale Kyle Rayner statue from XM. Highly recommend you take a look at that. Pictures online. It's rad. He's on top of like a Gundam, and that's shooting missiles. So there's that one. There was a couple more here I wanted to get to. Who's everyone's favorite Green Lantern character? Oh, non-Green Lantern character. I'm assuming from the Lanterns universe, because obviously, I like Madman. Madman's one of my favorite characters. I like Luke Skywalker. But when it comes to Lanterns, I think my favorite non-Green Lantern character is Saint Walker. Saint Walker, I think, for me.
Yes.
I like Carol Ferris. She's not green. Yeah. I mean, I could still say Kyle Rayner, right? If he's white. He's a white lantern.
If we're just looking at the guys who haven't been Green Lanterns, for me, it's like it's Saint Walker, and then there's a pretty decent sized gap, and then I also match with you where it's Larfleeze after that. I just think that Larfleeze, when written correctly, yes, he can bring the humor, but he can also be this huge, massive threat to everybody that you need to take seriously.
He's unpredictable.
Yeah, and I just think he's the only character there's only one Larfleeze, and then you get the cool stuff like the Christmas specials and the cookies. But yeah, I think a lot of people, especially in modern times, with the world going through what it's gone through for the past handful of years, the idea of having all this hope is a very nice thing, and I've always liked Saint Walker and Brother Worf and all them.
Yeah, I agree. What are the odds are there are other lanterns in the show we don't know about yet? I don't know. I hope for something. We got a couple planets on the in the trailers, so I'm hoping someone shows up. If you were to have one alien lantern show up, and they only have the budget for one alien Green Lantern, one that we have, or one that we haven't seen, like Sinestro, we knows there, but that's it, right? We've seen John Hal, Guy, and Sinestro. So beside those four,
so three greens and a potential yellow.
Yeah, who's the one person you want to see
so far? Like as a green or from any of the other cores?
I guess anybody.
So just based on the character description from Variety and Deadline and all that, the Anton character is described in a way that matches Atrocitus. He would not normally be my first pick here. I would say I'd love to have Larfleeze, and I was hoping that Waylon Sanders would somehow turn into Larfleeze because just being an alien character. But the idea that HBO would have the balls to go, we're giving you Hal, John, Guy, and then we're going to give you Sinestro, and then not another green or another yellow, we would go with a Red Lantern, is like so wild to me. If they actually do it, I want that now more than like most things.
I mean, Jeff Johns put Atrocitus in Secret Origins.
Yeah.
Right? So you have Sinestro and Hal versus Atrocitus. For me, you know who I'd absolutely love to see? Because I think we might get Atrocitus. I mean, man, Tomare. Like, I love Tomare. He gives me the warm and fuzzy feelings on the inside, and he's like a comfort character. It's always great to just see when he pops up. That's my dude. And hopefully that we can make that happen.
I see Sanvi says the Guardians of Oa. I believe it's publicly announced by like the Trades, Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter that Laura Linney's character is a Guardian. So we will get at least one Guardian in the show, which again, crazy to think about for all of the hubbub around it being a grounded show and Brown Lantern, and we're not going to get the GL stuff. Seems like we're getting GL stuff.
So let me ask you a question. In the trailer, there's a morph, and that has like these cross straps on the back, and people are saying that's a Martian.
Yes,
either
they
a white
keep saying
Martian
Manhunter.
Do you think that's a Martian Manhunter?
I think it is. I think it is a Guardian, but here's why.
Okay.
The internet sleuths have already looked up, like, for that scene, the character that this person is morphing in front of is the role of, I believe, Bernadette, which is John's mom.
Okay.
So it would seem like I can't imagine like a Manhunter. Like, it would make more sense as a Martian Manhunter, but I can't see, like, a Manhunter morphing in front of John's mom and then not killing her and John and whoever else is inside, handling business before it becomes an issue. But no, I do not believe that is Martian Manhunter.
When you look at the clothes as it's morphing, the collar looks very similar to something that Laura Linney's wearing. It's a very 70s collar. I've looked at this thing frame to frame. It looks similar. And I'm thinking she's turning into a Guardian.
Which would be like, what? Like visiting John's mom to, like, start recruitment early?
I don't know.
Tell her we got an interest in your kid?
I mean, I do know, but I don't know.
I think you might know.
I'm laying it on really thick. I think I'm at the point where I just don't care. Because if that dude from CBR is going to be on interviewing the cast and crew and shooting off his mouth about what he's seen, like, dude, I never signed anything.
Yeah.
But again,
also,
I don't want to be out there gloating.
I think it's okay at this. We're so close. You're not really sharing.
We're so close.
And now that more and more people have seen these screeners and more words going to get out, you're going to have folks on other popular YouTube shows that would like when we were told don't share the hat. and then other people were doing it immediately, and they were okay to do it, but we weren't. It was weird.
I still want to be in their good graces, but
yeah,
again,
I think I think it would be okay to just admit a thing, but not go into details about the thing. That's all I'm saying. I think as long as you don't go into details.
And that's the thing, like I haven't leaked shit since May. All right. Do you want to talk about this book? I have about 15 minutes. I got to go to class I have to leave for class at 5.
We can speed run the Book of Trolls.
Yeah, the Book of Trolls. Okay, so Green Lantern 37, Jeremy Adams back writing a Kyle Rayner story. We do get a little bit of John, or a little bit of Hal. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit, which wasn't that bad. And then, not that Hal's bad.
We just both acknowledge that usually when he has issues where he can spend like 90% of it focusing on one group instead of splitting it 50-50 or like, 60-40, it flows better. So we like it to be like this.
Art by one person. Zermanico is back, and I think the book looked amazing.
Yeah, and it was consistent.
Yes.
It wasn't like a hodgepodge of, it looks like an old school comic style here where the face is wonky, and then over here it looks more like an anime style, and then over here it looks like a style that we're used to seeing in this run. And just being all one the whole time, I just think it helps things flow better too. Yeah, maybe he was busy.
Whatever they're doing on Green Lantern Corps with the 6 artists on last issue, somehow we're able to keep it consistent throughout the book because it never once distracted me. And I like the way Zermanico draws the new suit Kyle. And the white, not having the white eyes, it didn't bother me.
I was just going to say that. Because I know when the David Nakayama, when he came up with the original look, that was one of the things that he discussed with me, was that he, his notes were basically like you get the best of both worlds. You can go with seeing his eyes when like he's on Earth and he's around people he trusts and knows, so he doesn't have to hide an identity. And then if he's going to be in like a fight with a creature or he's going to space, then you can get the white eyes. I think Zermanico does a great job with that here. I also like there's like multiple times in the background of this issue where there's like nods to Booster Gold, who there's always the Booster Gold Green Lantern jokes. So I like those. And with the writing, it's Jeremy sharing a story about, just because people are being mean online doesn't mean you have to give them the attention and respond. Sometimes that's exactly what they want, is just any reaction. Don't feed them. Yeah. Don't feed them. And we got an actual troll in here.
Yeah. Yeah. An actual troll is doing this stuff on the internet. I mean, the episode or the issue was, again, I think we're on an uptick. We're back on an uptick because I really enjoyed this one. I love the art. Just, the art, like Zermanico and Adams together is like perfect. It's perfect. It feels real good. Again, there's not a whole lot to this story. There is a couple of things I want to bring up. On the cover, it shows Kyle typing on a keyboard.
This page here is like, that's the secret sauce for me.
That's got to be like a lock screen, right, for your phone?
That gets me every time. And just the way that they have the colors flowing in, ridiculous talent.
They've been doing that since the Silver Age, that sort of warp thing. Okay, so look at this. So if you look at the top left comment, that one I felt seen. Actually,
Lantern
wait, that's not there. Oh, the one on the very far left, where it says, the green goes on the middle finger, right middle finger.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, there's a dude at Comic-Con who's decked out like Sinestro in front of the Lanterns HQ.
I just reshared his thing, and he was saying thanks for it and wanted to know if I was going to be anywhere else.
Dude was amazing.
Amazing. He told me the reason he did that is because he would do a Green Lantern one, but he couldn't find a Sinestro on the other side. I think he's done this for a couple of years now, so he was like, finally, I'll just be the Sinestro because there will be Hals there. And he looked so cool.
He looked amazing. So much detail. It was awesome. There was one thing that bothered me about it, though.
God. Share.
Sinestro wears his ring on the left hand. But
I don't want
to be the nerd that brings it up. I don't want to be the nerd that brings it up, but like look at the amount of detail in that dude's costume. It's incredible. Yeah. And I'm like, you're this close. Just get that ring. It's still amazing. No shade. But I'm that nerd that I can't let it slide. I'm like, just get that ring. Sinestro wears his on the left. That's fine. Because
shout out to those folks. Because it is hot out there, boy, and I do not know how they stay out there for so long in the heat. Like, what is that paint on him that stays on? I don't know. I do not know.
How is that? If I try to put anything on my face, it would be dripping off of my face onto my shirt.
I assume he took an Uber here and was in air conditioning set to like 60 the whole time, ran out, took the photo, and then ran right back into the car. There's people decked out in like Master Chief helmet and everything. I'm like, I would pass out. There's no way.
And look at those shadows. It's like midday. That's like noon.
Yeah.
That sun's
there was a guy that had a cool Green Lantern motorcycle that he was riding around on, taking pictures in front of all the Green Lantern stuff.
I was in touch with him. He was like, because I sent pictures from in front of there where I didn't get in. And he was like, hey, do you think they'd let me park out in front? I said, I think they have like a red curb or a white curb. And it was a white curb. And I was like, you're pretty sure you can just like, they won't be mad. Like if you pulled up in that bike, I said, they're going to let you do enough time to take some pictures. The people who are running the line, you mentioned this a little bit, but on that first day, they're letting people cosplay come out to get pictures in front. Like I had my cameras with me and I'm like perfect Jessica Cruz outfit. I want to say her name is Alyssa. I met a lot of people, but they said, yeah, come out of the line. So I took her out of the line and took a couple pictures in front of the sign and stuff. Like it seemed like everyone was pretty cool in there. I'm super jealous.
It was, I wish it was, the ticketing system is what I think ruined it for a lot of people. I think that there should have been some way to sign up in advance where maybe you have like, I don't know, a 2-hour window after hours where the press could go in one night so they can get their stuff for it. Then another night where it's 2 hours and it's the influencer creator night and like folks like you and I could go in there together, record the thing, and then maybe even see like all of the rooms instead of just doing your two and then not being able to participate in the other ones. I just think there was a better way for that to be handled. But
I think there was a way where like you were in line in the standby line where they could have done some sort of wristband system with a time at the end. Because there wasn't like a bazillion people in line by the, they would cap the line at a certain point where it'd be nice if you could just like get your wristband dedicated for that day and they give you time to come back and they put your name on their list.
They wanted to cap it at 60. We lucked out and were able to get number 61 in there with us. A real cool dude. And they told us from that point, and that must have been 7:30 in the morning, they were like, we've been able to get about 60 people through each day from the standby line, and that's it. So then he was telling everybody else behind us, you guys can hang out, but these guys are probably going to be in line till the end of the night. Unless, we have a big wave of people not show up. But behind us, and we were 60, behind us was like another 150 people at one point. And then around like 3 or 4 p.m., they went walking over to them and told them, it's not looking good. Maybe 20 people deep in the standby for the standby, and then everybody else, go enjoy your con. You're not going to get in here. Sorry. Right. And by the time I was done, I think they had brought in like 10 more people, and maybe those 10 would get in. But it was, when it's like the last 2 hours of the night, usually that's like people have already had their dinner, so they have no reason to not show up. We got all the people miss out in like batches when it was the Hall H Marvel panel time. Then it was like a group of 9 didn't show up, so we got 9 in. Then 12 didn't show up, and I was like, oh my God, yes.
Are those the bots?
It could be bots, and then they didn't get the tickets sold, or it was just, like that could be a huge part of it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was initially. And then, man, it just sucks to be in line and you on the hour hits and you're like, okay, how many are in? And they're like, this group is 32 for 32. They all showed up. You're like, 30 minutes later, the first 2 hours of the day, there was nobody who missed. I was like, we're not getting in, but it's whatever. I'm only on like 3 hours of sleep. I'm staying here until they tell me I can't stay here no more. And then I was like, if we can't get in, can we at least get inside and just go to the merch shop and spend our money so you guys don't have to pack stuff up? And we were like talking with them about that, and they're like, that's something we can look into as it gets closer to closing time. But luckily got in. The keychains were sold out. That's really, really, really what I wanted, was the keychain. That lantern looks awesome. They had some shirts available, so I did pick up 3 shirts that you can only get there for the time being. I'm hoping they'll be available later online for people. The ring was sold out in person if you wanted the DC shop one. Like all the stuff you were after at 6 p.m. at that point, it had been bought up already. What was left was just basically shirts and stickers, and I wasn't going to spend money on stickers. But good news for other folks. The bomber jacket's now available online, and it seems like it's not selling out anymore. I got mine one size too short, so somebody's sending me the proper one. And I'm going to take my bomber jacket, the one behind me, and I'm going to take one of those nice DC shop rings, and we are going to send it to the Nodell family.
That's awesome.
And then they said, cool. We'll send you some of our father's stuff. So I don't know what it is. I'm not asking them for money or nothing, just... nice to be able to give back to the family of somebody who, without them, we wouldn't be here doing all this.
Cool. All right. I got to get going. I have class, but I'll be around. I have I have one interview that I want to do. I'm very excited about that. From more of a personal standpoint, I'm a big fan of film scores, music scores, stuff like that. And I am in talks with the composer of Green Lantern, the animated series.
Wow.
So I'm going to have that coming up. I need to get a hold of Jeff Johns. I sent him a DM. He said, just DM me. I sent him a DM. I'm waiting back for that. If not, I have contact information for his assistant and someone over at Ghost Machine. So, yeah. So I'm hoping to get him, and then I keep reaching out to everyone involved with Lanterns. I think at this point right now, the one person I really want to talk to is Tom King. I really want to talk to Tom King. So hopefully we can get that done. Will, do you have anything to plug? You got a bunch of videos coming out of Comic-Con, anything like that?
Yeah. So there will be like one big overall, like what my Comic-Con experience was like video. I did post today the stunt I was able to do, but I do have, they allowed me to record the entire thing while we were in there. I do have to cut a little bit just because when I was approaching the stunt thing, you have to sign another waiver on top of the other waivers you sign. So I'm just holding the camera, punching in all of my personal information, name, address, phone number, email, all that. I probably don't need that on the internet. So I got to cut that part out and then just stitch together like the other recordings of, while we were in there. And then I'll get that uploaded for everybody. And then I still haven't done my own trailer breakdown yet. Just because I was there while it happened. And again, the internet was not going to allow me to do much. Like Amazon sent me all of my video files for the interviews I did, 77 gigabytes they sent me. And I've had it for 2 days now. And today's the first time I'm sitting down trying to edit any of them because it was way too busy there, too hot, not enough sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have stuff coming here soon, and then we're so close to being able to get to see episodes with everybody.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to see them again. Is that laying it on too thick? I think if they don't pick up. Yeah, I don't know if they come after me, then I'm gonna be like, whatever.
You haven't shared anything crazy, so
no, I haven't said shit. I haven't said shit about shit. So, but like, get me the press junket. Get you in a press junket. Get any freaking Green Lantern fan in a press junket to ask like real questions instead of some of the dumb questions I hear, sometimes. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. J-Star came in and said, or JJ Star.
He said he gave his concerns last time, and you guys were so nice instead of saying I was a hater. We don't want to alienate any of the fandom. Like, even when I post on Twitter, I'll say, like, I'll see a bunch of tweets for, like, the switch up is going to be generational as people hop on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I don't want to make anybody feel bad about jumping on the bandwagon. If you have concerns, that's fair. And then if you decide as you watch it, you actually like it, and then you want to jump on the bandwagon and hype it up, I'm not going to turn you away from that. You're more than welcome to jump on this side of the bandwagon at any point. There will be no judgment. It's like Planet Fitness. Come on. Yeah.
Okay, but JJ Star does say the trailers are increasing their concerns. They ignore the obvious parts of the lore, mythos, and characterizations, but go obscure with shape-shifting manhunters. Like, seriously, I'll tell you this.
Tell them.
Don't believe everything you see in trailers. Yeah. It could be clever editing. Could be. I wouldn't know.
Likely is clever editing.
I'll say this, guys, like, it's a Green Lantern show. Yeah, it's a Green Lantern show.
The green is there.
And it's not even that. Like, look at the trailers. Look at the interviews. Like, Kyle Chandler is Hal Jordan. Aaron Pierre is Jon Stewart. Like, it's there. Ulrich Thompson, everyone was like, they're not even going to make him pink.
I saw those comments. People even after the second teaser dropped and he was in it, they were like, I don't know if that's pink. He's pink.
He's pink. We saw his face. We all saw his face. We saw his mustache and his pointy ears. He's pink.
Nah, brother, you don't have to eat your board shorts.
Yeah.
If you come on the bandwagon, we just get to celebrate. We all celebrate together at that point.
And I'm saying maybe you don't have to worry so much. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Will, thanks for joining me. Thanks Always. For Jeremy Adams as Germanico for reuniting and making a fun book. I know we didn't talk about it a lot, but your shit got overshadowed this week big time. Big time. I'll be back sooner than later. Make sure you hit the bell icon because I don't know when I'm coming back. I don't have any scheduled shows coming up, but I do have irons in the fire. So you're going to want to make sure you don't miss those. So hit the bell icon, subscribe. Join the membership. Thanks to all the new members that signed up in the last week. And if you haven't seen me cry like a big old baby, go watch my my reaction and breakdown to the trailer.
J-Star beat me to it. I was going to say before we go, drop a like, folks. I just want you guys to know we love you.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. Yeah. There you go. There we go. There it is. Keep it going. All right. We'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, wait. I didn't say the thing.
You got to do the thing.
As always, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.